Welcome back to Shruti's Psychology World. Today, the topic is empathy. What is the difference between sympathy and empathy, and how can we cultivate empathy in our children? So let's begin. So empathy is at the heart of what it means to be human. It is the foundation for loving, healthy and good relationships, and it can prevent bullying and other forms of cruelty. So yes, empathy is very important. So empathy is, in simple words, to understand and feel another person's emotions, right? Then it means you have got reasoning for another person's perspective. You can understand another person's point of view, their standpoint, their angle, right? And third is, you want to help. You are concerned about another person's well-being, right? So this is empathy. So it means you can understand and feel another person's emotions, their feelings, and you are equipped to support and comfort them. Now, what is the difference between sympathy and empathy? Sympathy means you feel pity, you feel sad, you feel sorry for someone. For example, if your colleague is reprimanded in his workplace, so for this reason he is sad, he is disappointed, he is nervous. So if you were to practice sympathy, you would say, I'm really feeling bad for what you are going through. So you can pass judgment, you can pass your comments, you can understand his emotions, but from your own perspective, not from his perspective. So you cannot understand how he feels. So there is no deeper level connection. You are at the surface level. But if you are to practice empathy, then you can feel the nervousness, the disappointment, the sadness that your colleague is feeling. You would say to him, I am there for you. I mean, you are not alone. So when a person is sad and disappointed, what he wants a moment of connection. He wants someone who can listen to him. He wants someone who is an active listener. He doesn't want any comments from you. He doesn't want you to fix his issues at that particular time. He doesn't want any judgment. So an empathetic person, he is aware of all the nuances and and other non-verbal cues. So this is the difference between sympathy and empathy. Now, how can we cultivate empathy in our children? दो चीज़ों से बच्चों के अंदर empathy आती है. First, when they watch us, जब वो हमें देखते हैं, so for that we have to be effective role models. And second, when they experience empathy from us, so जब हम उनके साथ empathetic होते हैं, जब हम उनके लिए caring होते हैं, जब हमारे अंदर उनके लिए compassion होता है, right? So for this, what we need to do? For this, we need to be responsive to their physical and emotional needs first. Then we need to understand and respect their individual personalities, their traits, their peculiar characteristics, right? And third, we need to take a genuine interest in their lives. जब बच्चे घर आएं, we need to communicate, we need to ask, what did you learn today? What was the hardest part of your day? Tell me something about your buddies, about your teachers. Who is your favorite teacher? Why do you like her? Etc. Right? So everything has to be genuine, right? So what happens? इससे क्या होता है? They develop secure, safe and trusting relationships with us. और यहीं से ही empathy का base बनता है, right? So next is, we need to give them clear messages regarding the importance of caring and empathy. We want our child to be happy. We want our children to be happy. Yes. They have to be cheerful, they have to be joyful, they should have fond memories of their early days, right? No doubt about it. But we need to add something. हमें क्या add करना है? We need to say, see my child, you have to be kind and happy. You have to have compassion. You have to be considerate to others' feelings. जब हम बच्चों के PTMs में जाते हैं, parent teacher meeting में, we ask about their academic skills, their grades, right? Their performances. But हम ये नहीं पूछते whether my child is caring, whether he's considerate, whether he's having compassion, whether he's a caring community member. So we need to ask this thing to their teachers and coaches, right? And then और ये सब कुछ कैसे होगा? When they watch us, जब वो हमको देखेंगे, जब वो देखेंगे कि मेरे पेरेंट्स के अंदर ये वर्च्यूज़ हैं, my parents actively participate in social welfare programs. they volunteer for social cause, right? For example, मुझे एक real life incident याद आ रहा है इस moment पे, एक get together थी where all friends we were there, and मेरे friend की family ने, husband ने एक पिज़्ज़ा ऑर्डर किया, और पिज़्ज़ा बिकॉज ऑफ सम रीज़न लेट हो गया. मे बी वो जो डिलीवरी मैन था, ही वॉज inexperienced, he was new, and he was not able to locate our address. So that got late by half an hour. So when he came, my friend's family, husband, wife, everyone, they just blasted. They were violent, angry, they were fuming. I mean, जिस तरह से उन्होंने रिएक्ट किया, I had tears in my eyes. कितना गुस्सा है हमारे अंदर. I mean, हमने उसका डिलीवरी मैन का पर्सपेक्टिव लिया ही नहीं. We just want our pizza in time. ये चीज़ बच्चे भी देख रहे थे, उनके बच्चे भी देख रहे थे, और आई कैन गिव यू इन राइटिंग, कुछ टाइम के बाद वो बच्चा भी, जब वो अपने टीन्स में आएगा, वो बच्चा भी ऐसे ही रिएक्ट करेगा, बिकॉज उसको लगेगा दिस बिहेवियर इज़ अप्रोप्रिएट, राइट? सो आप ये जस्टिफिकेशन नहीं दे सकते कि वी पे फॉर दैम, सो दे हैव टू बी इन टाइम. Sometimes we ignore the extremities of climate. Sometimes it is burning, sometimes it's burning, it's too hot, it's red hot, sometimes it is freezing cold, sometimes it is raining like cats and dogs. So it is very difficult for them to deliver our parcels in time. So we need to understand their perspective too, right? So इससे क्या होगा? इससे बच्चों ने ये सीखा कि this is okay, एंड इनके साथ ऐसे ही बिहेव करना चाहिए. समटाइम्स ये जो डिलीवरी मैन्स होते हैं, दे आर सब सुबह ये लोग पढ़ते हैं, उसके बाद ये काम करते हैं, तो इट मीन्स दे आर गोइंग थ्रू फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस, इसलिए इनको ये काम करना पड़ता है. तो हम ये चीज़ भी सोच सकते हैं कि इसलिए इनको हमें इनके साथ इतना वॉलेंट नहीं होना चाहिए, राइट? सो आई थिंक यू गॉट माई पॉइंट, right? So the next point is we need to expand our children's circle of concern. It is natural to have empathy for our loved ones, for our family, for our siblings. But question ये है whether our children, they have empathy outside that circle. For example, you are from an affluent family, opulent, and you can provide all the facilities, luxuries, splendors to your child, but you need to tell your child that, see, everybody's life is not like this. There are people living in remote areas who don't have an access to 24-hour electricity and water. Imagine their life, right? And you need to talk openly to them about racial discrimination, sex discriminations, inequalities, injustice, right? And at the same time, we need to consider the feelings of those who are different, who are struggling. I'm talking about physically challenged people and kids. I'm talking about our dearest, our darling, special children. We need to consider their feelings. And at the same time, we need to consider feelings of those who are struggling because they lack social skills, they are shy, they are reserved, so they are considered unpopular in the class. And there are certain students who are mocked at, who are laughed at in a scornful manner, in a contemptuous manner, because on the basis of their physical attributes. Somebody is too short, too tall, fat, lean, dark, so they are laughed at. They are vulnerable. These children are vulnerable, they are soft targets. So we need to give our children creative ideas, innovative ideas, so that they can take action and help those who are distressed, who are vulnerable, right? So this is all about empathy. I gave you some practical ideas, and I want you all to follow this. What is empathy? Empathy, according to me, is like learning a sport or a language. It needs to be nurtured in our children's lives. It requires practice, it requires guidance. And regularly considering another person's perspectives and their circumstances help make empathy a natural reflex. And this is what we want. We want it to be natural. So parents का रोल बहुत ज़्यादा important है. एंड मैं ये भी कहूँगी कि आप थोड़े से मीडिया लिटरेट बनिए, आप ऐसे प्रोग्राम्स, ऐसे सीरियल्स, ऐसी वेब सीरीज सेलेक्ट कीजिए जिनमें एम्पैथी के ऊपर, कंपैशन के ऊपर स्टोरीज़ हों, प्रोग्राम्स हों, right? So that they can understand why empathy is important, and if we lack empathy, what are its harmful effects, right? So this is all about empathy, and hope you got my point. So before you leave, please like, share and subscribe to my channel, Shruti's Psychology World. Thank you.